Man, welcome back to another vid, man. Today's video, we'll be reacting to Jack Doherty tried to pimp his girlfriend. You already know Jack Doherty, the biggest pimp online, man. Let's get straight to this vid.
Generational internet run, doing pump and dump crypto scams, bullying autistic people, and even getting exposed by his ex for assault and manipulation. It seriously seems like this is the end for Jack. Basically, nobody watches him anymore, and it's hard to spot a single positive comment across all of his accounts.
Now, I haven't heard about Jack Doherty in a while. I don't think I really did any videos on Jack Doherty within the last like 3 quarters or what. As you can tell on my channel, I've pretty much just been covering topics kind of outside of YouTube drama mostly. A lot of my content seems to be geared towards stuff in just outside of popular stuff going on in the YouTube community. But lately, as far as I can see, a lot of people are now saying on multiple platforms that Jack Doherty has officially hit rock bottom. And as far
Man, I'm not believing that, bro. This man Jack, you know how rich this man Jack is, bro. Like, let's be honest. I can't even see this man going broke. He always knows how to get attention too. He always knows how to go viral, get money doing whatever he be doing. So
as far as I can see, Jack, he still uploads, not that frequently anymore, but it seems like he's kind of taking a back seat.
And those are a lot of views, bro. Those not bad.
Content creation lately. And based off of his latest video, like the comments from his latest videos, it's not good. People are saying certified loser, unsubscribe if you're subscribed, disrespectful AF, let's mass unfollow him. Typical Jack making everyone's life hell. Justice for McKinley. And McKinley is his ex-girlfriend that I heard recently he was accused of domestically abusing, among many other things as well. And by the way, crazy things like, and mind you, he was in a full-blown relationship with this girl, but he kind of, I guess, pressured her into creating an OF, an OnlyFans, so that he could digitally pimp out his girlfriend, bro. Like, allegedly, I'm just saying allegedly for legal reasons, but if that's true, that's diabolical.
When Jack and McKinley first started dating, McKinley was very adamant that she did not want to do OF. And at the time, Jack would even state that that's something that he liked about her, something that he found attractive, and he would even claim it to be wife material.
Oh, okay, so he wanted to...
Yeah, that money will make you change, bro. I'm telling you. You seen that money, he was like, damn, we could make millions. Maybe it's not too bad, you feel me? Post a couple pics on the OF. And that's crazy, bro. Like, that's selling your soul, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. This man is rich, and he still wants to go out of his way to put his girl on OnlyFans to make even more money. That's selling your soul, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro.
Down-to-earth, loyal girl who wasn't doing too much online, right? So he claimed at the beginning of the relationship. Keep that in mind. But get this, Jack, it looks like over the course of the relationship, Jack Doherty started to switch up.
However, over time, things would begin to change a lot. Jack would begin to pressure McKinley into creating an OF in some pretty manipulative ways.
He ends up this one night taking me to dinner, and he was like, I want you to come with me. I'm meeting up with my business guy. I'm not saying his name.
Business guy, by the way, in this industry, especially when no names are involved, is code word for scam-like, fraudulent, predatory activity. I'm just letting you people know that.
We end up going. It's a really nice dinner. It's with a bunch of other people I had never met before, but it was this older guy. Jack introduced me to him. We start talking a little bit, and he just brings up, so why don't you have an OnlyFans?
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, what? Yo, imagine a nigga ask your girl that, bro. I'd tweak the fuck out, bro. What, nigga?
Like, how do you have a girlfriend? I'm assuming this is his main girl.
Knowing Jack, he probably saw dollar signs after he said that. Oh, word, yeah, why don't you have an OnlyFans, Jack face?
Full-blown Robin to his Batman, Patrick to his SpongeBob, Ren to his Stimpy. Why on God's green earth would you even allow another man, your quote-unquote business partner or friend, to even ask your girl, so why don't you have an OnlyFans? Like, yo, this is crazy.
This man is like in his 40s.
And you've never met him before?
Never had met him before. I was like, well, it kind of caught me off guard, especially like coming from an older man.
Yeah, that too. Like,
that's the first thing you say to me is, why don't you have an
creepy ass?
I was like, it's against my morals. That's all I said. I was like, it's just the way I was raised.
And I respect that. I salute to her, bro. You could have got that easy bag, but she was like, nah, my morals. I respect that. Not a lot of girls would do that. A lot of girls would have jumped on the opportunity. Keep it a buck.
Like, I that's something not in the cards for me. And I'm firm on that. And he said, fuck your morals.
Wow, that is crazy. So, his business partner, at this point, clearly Jack didn't really love her. Because I'm just gonna let it be known for everybody watching this video right now. Any man who genuinely cares about the well-being of his girl or his girlfriend or loves her, like genuinely speaking, even if you feel like the relationship isn't gonna last forever, if you care about her well-being and her future prospects, you would never even allow anybody to address her like that, much less disrespect her by even asking why you have an OF. She then follows up by saying very directly, because of my morals, I'm not comfortable with that. And then Unc proceeds to say,
said it too.
See, this is why it's hard to be a good person out here. It's hard to be a good guy, a good girl in this depraved, sick, cold, callous world where the sharks are always prowling in blood-filled waters, trying to profit from any venture that they can possibly profit from. Now, I'm not gonna lie, she's a very pretty girl. She's very cute. And if she did have OF, obviously, as a businessman myself, she would probably make millions, especially being attached to Jack Doherty. She already has that kind of hotbed of free subs already loaded. You know, on IG, she has like 1.6 mil. You know, here are her photos. For anybody who doesn't know who she is, what she looks like, you know, she kind of reminds me of this, what's her name? Madison Bear, I think. You know, kind of that kind of generic aesthetic. You know, a lot of these girls kind of do have the Hollywood LA generic look, right? But a lot of, for lack of better words, simps, they love this look. And if she ever launched one, you know, they would be all over that shit. Let's be honest. And I'm just gonna assume Jack being aware of that, as he's a business guy too, very young, very rich. He understands.
Bro, where her following and how she looked like, bro, I could see her making 500K a month off the jump. Like she could be making millions with this shit, bro. Like, so I respect that. You know?
Okay, well, I got this girl. She's pretty and I like money. So why not pressure her, or, you know, maybe coerce her, or maybe, you know, allude to the fact that an OF would be a very profitable venture for not only her, but for him as well, because he would be signing her under his LLC,
rare nowadays, bro.
Now, America is a very weird place because activities like this without a camera or without any paperwork is very illegal. But as soon as paperwork and documentation enters the fray, then it all of a sudden becomes legal to literally act as a digital pimp. Hey, do not blame the player, blame the game, bro. This country is weird and its laws are kind of like contradictive, but clearly McKinley said, nah, I'm good, I don't want to do that, and she was fully within her right to reject a business proposal like that, of which she had no interest in. So the fact that Jack Doherty would even bring his girl to like a, you know, a dinner, they're probably talking business, he's brought his girl along to meet this guy, and I mean, just imagine getting like blindsided by a question like that. You would definitely, as a woman, feel very disrespected.
And even though McKinley was still saying that she 100% didn't want to do it at the time, it's safe to say that Jack wasn't having it.
I'll never forget this night. Michelle walked into the bathroom I was in. I was by myself, and she basically told me, listen, don't freak out, but Jack really wants you to start OnlyFans, and he said that there's no reason for you guys to be together if you're not helping. I broke down in tears.
That's crazy. So at that point in time, it should have fully registered to her that you're just a meal ticket to Jack. You're a pretty face, some nice arm candy. He really doesn't care about you. You're essentially like a side hustle, a side business to him, to the possible creation of an OnlyFans account that can rake in millions of dollars from simps, which I heard last time based on the stats mainly comprised of married men, but that's another conversation for another day. We already know Gen Z boys are using Reddit, and it's just like, damn, this is why I try to tell the truth in my videos. I really don't want to sugarcoat the reality.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck is paying for a girl's OnlyFans, bro? Like, that's just lame to me. It's all, I feel like it's got to be some old ass niggas somewhere out there doing that shit. I don't think these young niggas doing that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
Realities of the world, and this is why I
It's
don't
old
like
niggas,
people who
bro.
lead other people on. Like, just be transparent. You know, we can start relationships off feeling one way, and then, you know, in the middle of the road, things just change. You feel suddenly different or whatever. You know, anything could happen. Emotions, feelings, they change over time. But one thing you should do when those feelings change is be transparent. It will hurt in the moment, but at least it'll save people long-term pain. Save them from long-term pain and trauma. And now, to be fair, it is entirely possible.
Man, that nigga Jack ain't trying to hear that. He's trying to make a buck.
To love someone.
Nigga
I know it's
trying
just
to get
weird,
lit.
but to love someone, because apparently she was pregnant, and I guess he maybe planned to marry her one day, or, you know, make her his wife unofficially. But at the same time, you know, you want your girl to like create an OnlyFans and like kind of do risque content online for the world to see. Meanwhile, this is supposed to be your wife. I mean, it's possible to have feelings of love towards someone like that while at the same time trying to like pimp them out online. It's possible, but it's just weird. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like, as a man, it's fucked up. You're literally like mentally, emotionally abusing her love for you, and using that to try and coerce her into creating an OF. And in my opinion, that's just scumbag behavior, man. Like, clearly she doesn't rock with it. She says it's against her morals, and you're still, after the fact, after that business meeting, trying to like pressure her into it via someone else, via another woman. That's crazy.
I was like, wow. Everything that he had said to me, like, oh, I know you're my wife because you don't have one, and getting me to go to dinner and try to get me on OnlyFans, but it didn't work. Now it's an ultimatum. He wanted me, when he realized he didn't have the control over me when it came to other people and like what they could say, he realized that he did need to create an ultimatum for me. And that was hard for me. And he knew that. He knew what I felt and how I felt about him and the whole situation. And I cried, and I was like, let me talk to Jack. Like, I just need to talk to him. I was thinking, you know, if I go and talk to him and just say, you know, this is how I feel about this, like, he'll respect it again. And like, if he sends me home and doesn't want to be with me because of this, then like, I guess it is what it is. But I didn't want to lose that. And that was what I was like prioritizing. It wasn't what I could make on OnlyFans.
Bro, a lot of girls would have did that
I had
shit.
no idea how much money you can make on OnlyFans. I just knew that I really liked this guy.
Yo, imagine ultimately breaking up with your girlfriend or losing respect for her because she doesn't want to create an OF, bro. Like, this is the sick and twisted world that we live in. The sick and twisted world of Jack Doherty and other guys like him. Like, you guys wonder why I come up here sometimes and I'm just like genuinely flabbergasted and lost for words. And through all this man keeps getting richer, bro, because he's a shark, you know? And it's one thing if she genuinely was interested in doing this and she wanted to do it and, you know, Jack was on board for promo and whatever as her manager. All right, cool, whatever. I don't know. A lot of couples do that, right? The girl produces content, the boyfriend manages her stuff. All right, cool. But she literally said and revealed that she started crying over this. That she genuinely liked him. When a girl says, I liked him, and that was her boyfriend, she genuinely was in love with him. She's just trying to downplay it. And honestly, I don't know how you fall in love with Jack. Is it the money? You know, is it his physical looks? I don't see anything special about Jack. I'm not gonna lie. So he must be very charismatic. That guy must be loaded in multiple ways, carrying around a missile. Who knows? I don't know what Jack is whispering into her ear or whispered into her ear to get her to the point of being in love with him. So if any girls in the comment section, women, can explain to me how on God's
it was definitely his lifestyle, but she still had morals on other shit. You feel me? Like, she's still not trying to go on OnlyFans and post her. But Jack's lifestyle, come on, any girl would want Jack's
earth
lifestyle.
This even happened? Because I'm pretty sure if Jack wasn't rich, he would not be able to, you know, pull McKinley. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jack is just that guy. Who knows? Who knows? Jack might just be a Casanova. Not gonna lie though, not gonna lie. You know, I decided to do a little bit of research and I clicked on her link. I'm now seeing that she does produce content now. So I guess her morals switched up too. McKinley Richardson though.
All this talking for nothing. I'm over here giving her mad props for no reason. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. We low-key might need Jack's side on this. Cause what if Jack was the one that was telling her not to do an OnlyFans, and as soon as she broke up with him, she did an OnlyFans? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Bro, these people be so fake, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. I could see through all this shit, bro. She basically doing promos talking bad about Jack, but the whole time she was down. I'm telling you, we low-key might need Jack's side on this.
And yeah, she has a bio and all that. So yeah,
that's
I can't
crazy.
Say I'm shocked or
I'm over here saying, man, this girl is cool. She not on them type of shit. She not selling her soul. She getting it out the hard way, but the whole time.
Surprised. She probably has a manager now, but it's just not Jack Doherty. It's funny though. She ended up creating an OF. It's just not. It wasn't with Jack. Just with, I suppose, by herself with someone else. I don't know.
But I remember walking into the room. That
and
he was
look,
in.
bro, she already going 500 pics, 92 vids. Like, damn.
Just with
she low-key needed that Jack package. 246 likes only. She low-key needed that.
I suppose by herself with someone else. I don't know.
But I remember walking into the room that he was in. He was alone, also with one of his employees, and I walked in and they just start laughing because Jack had never brought up OnlyFans to me, so it was like, because he made everyone else do it. Very awkward. Yeah, he made everyone else do it. It's sad looking back on it because that was something I respected. I was like, I respect the fact that he cares about my beliefs and he understands that. After talking to him, I was explaining how this is not in the cards for me, Jack. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, my parents, like, I can't even imagine what they would think if I did this.
Now you doing it.
Wait, what? Well,
what happened?
Huh?
You got some new cards?
What
the fuck?
I'm now highly confused
not
because I'm
cards,
looking at a VIP page, which links to a paid, and by the way, Chris, blackbox that. A paid OF page, and the other one, which is, I guess, free. Probably reposting her Instagram content, right? Posting it on the free one to then ultimately tempt people who see that stuff to funnel them to the paid one. Yeah, kind of weird.
And he was like, your parents are going to get over it. Like, they're going to realize how much money you're going to make. And I was like, am I though? Like, I had no idea. I was like, am I going to make money? I don't know. And they were like, you are going to be very well off. They were like, this is going to be the biggest success ever. And Jack was telling me, he was like, you're going to be, you know, my main girl. Like, we can post together. We can finally act like boyfriend and girlfriend. We can start doing things together. And like, it's not like reasonable for you to be in my life if you're not involved in my life.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was something I just learned with you guys. Yeah, crazy world we live in.
I guess
I'm
he's
not
right,
gonna
man.
say what I'm really thinking right now, but let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this.
Man, that was a crazy curveball right there. I ain't gonna hold you, Chad. I'm over here defending this lady. Whole time she's doing this shit. Like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm gonna catch you on the next vid, man.